Yeah, we know that Orlando Anderson shot Tupac out in Vegas, and a guy named Wardell Poochie Faust. Poochie was his gang moniker. Wardell Faust was the shooter of Biggie Smalls in Los Angeles in 1997. He was a guy that was associated with the mob Piru. He was a very violent gang member. He had done other shootings, reportedly on behalf of Suge Knight. So, he was the perfect candidate to follow up for Suge's orders.
Yeah. Now Orlando, I thought it was I never had I thought his people had Pac killed, but I never knew that he was the one that squeezed the trigger on Tupac. Can you explain to the people, kind of, without giving too much away, because I want them to go and see this movie, but kind of explain to them his involvement in the actual killing of Tupac?
Yeah, I think Mike knows all the details. Mike?
Yeah, so the four of them, well, originally it was a bigger group. They were in a van and the white Cadillac, the infamous white Cadillac, and they went out looking for Tupac and Suge, and they first went to the 662 Club because everybody in town knew that Tupac was going to be performing there that night. And they got there, and they weren't there yet, and they started to get, worried about some of the mob Piru that were hanging out around the club, so they took off. And at that point, Keefe said that some of the guys got nervous. So Keefe jumped into the white Cadillac with three other guys and said, we'll just go handle this on our own. And so they ditched, half their crew and split off on their own. And it was, allegedly, it was Orlando Anderson and a guy named DeAndre Smith in the back seat. And then in the front seat, it was the driver was Terrence Brown. And then Keefe D was in the passenger seat. And Keefe had the gun. So Keefe says he was planning on being the shooter. But when they pulled up alongside the BMW, they pulled up on the wrong side based on how traffic was aligned on the street. And so he realized he would have to shoot across the face of his driver. So he said no. So he tried to pass it back to DeAndre Smith, who was on that driver's side rear seat, who would have been right next to where Tupac was sitting. And supposedly DeAndre put his hands up and said, no, not me. And that's when Orlando Anderson, sitting next to him, reached forward and said, I'll do it. And he reached over DeAndre, and he's the one that pulled the trigger.
And this was not long after he got beat down by Pac and them in the casino.
It was about 2 hours afterwards.
Wow.
Right, and I always felt like those are the dudes that killed Pac, because fuck, man, if somebody stomped me out in a fucking casino like that, man, that's what I'm gonna want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always looked at it from that point of view, and all the motherfuckers are saying, "Oh, Suge had him killed." That's bullshit, man. Ain't nobody gonna take a chance of getting shot